Three things that I wish had been clearer when I was an Agile coach. I was very lucky. My very first gig, I was frustrated with the client. And a colleague that I was working with, Steve Gardner, he said, like, time to go for a walk. And he took me for a walk. And it was good because I was becoming overly emotional. I was like frustrated. Like, why don't they see this? It's obvious. Why don't they just do this? And he took us for a walk, calmed me down. And he said, look, as a coach or a consultant, you're here because they need us. You're here because you see things differently. It's not about you. And the other thing is, if you can't cope with this, time to stop being a coach. Because if they did see this, and if they could do the stuff that we want them to do, they wouldn't need you. I think that's a really powerful point that many people miss. And they think that Agile coaches go in and are there at high-functioning organizations. Now, only the really, really expert coaches and consultants can demonstrate incremental change in a highly functional org. Like most of the time, you need to go where people really need the help. You got to go where you're needed. And it reminds me of the scene in Band of Brothers where they're about to go into Bastogne. And they're going in, and the regular infantry going retreating, and they're advancing in as the Battle of the Bulge is about to start. And they're trying to get kit and ammunition. And one of the people approaches the commander and says, what are you doing? The Germans are coming from everywhere. You're going to be surrounded. And he looks at them and says, son, we're paratroopers. We're meant to be surrounded. And this is the mindset you need to adopt as a coach and a consultant. You are a catalyst of change. You are a change agent. And that leads to the second point. You need objectivity. There's a beautiful poem by Rudyard Kipling called If. And if you can keep your head while all around others are losing theirs, it's a really powerful statement. And you are being engaged by your client or customer for your experience and objectivity. It's absolutely essential you stay objective. And this is one of the reasons in my business model, I aim not to work more than half a week with a client, 2 to 3 days. Otherwise, it is too easy to go native, to get involved in solving the problems instead of helping people solve the problems. That distance, that objectivity is exceptionally helpful. So what happens if it's a really big client? Well, you need a lot of coaches. And I've seen the downside of that. I've been in a number of organizations where they said, oh, we need lots and lots of coaches, and they've flooded it, and there's 250 coaches in there. And it's like the hilarious scene in Life of Brian where you've got all the people running out to the desert, and it's like, follow the gourd, no, follow the sandal. One of the things that's really needed as you scale your consulting or coaching, somebody in the business needs to herd the cats and just make sure that there's clarity about what's going on. Somebody at enterprise level needs to maintain and sustain the objectivity. It's absolutely critical that that distance is kept so that you can focus on value delivery, focus on being the catalyst for change, focus on supporting where the most support is needed. Now, when we're looking at this stuff, because we've got distance, because we realize where there is change agents, measure. And this is why I love evidence-based management. This is why I like using metrics. Make sure that you measure and demonstrate the incremental improvement so that at the regular intervals, it is easier for you to demonstrate the value you have added. Remind people how far they have come. Be able to assert objectively the difference that you have helped make. If you are unable to do that, then perhaps you haven't added value. Because wishy-washy statements like "it feels like," or "you can see from this that this is better," without any objective metric, is a very, very dangerous path to start walking down. And this is where you see it in organizations. After a certain amount of time, they just get frustrated. It's like, well, what are you doing here? Now, unless you have demonstrable value add, then how do you know that you're adding value? How do you hold yourself accountable? How do you inspect and adapt? And so by doing that, you become more effective. It also should help you be very clear about your exit criteria. You're not there to become a permanent member of an organization. You are an external consultant or coach for a reason. And you should be really focused on what a number of friends refer to as the Mary Poppins moment, or the Nanny McPhee moment. When you need me but don't want me, I'm there. But when you want me but don't need me, I shouldn't be there. So at what point will you gracefully manage your change, rotate out, because your client has become successful at implementing continuous improvement and learning loops based on rigorous objective metrics? How do you set the bar for yourself?